Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, after nearly a year of planning, the 4th annual Bradenton Area River Regatta is in the books. Part of that planning, safety and security for the spectators and competitors, but just as much effort went into protecting marine life in the Manatee River. ABC 7's Erica Jackson shows us why they're making that extra effort.
The boats reach speeds up to 125 miles per hour, so marine life could die if they come in contact with the boats. That's why one group is looking out for the animals from in the water, here on land, and up in the air.
The riverboat races are just, unbelievable to watch how fast they go.
Marian Galvin loves the Bradenton Area River Regatta so much, she's attended every year. She loves watching the speedboats and jet skis race across the Manatee River, but is concerned about the marine life she sees in the water regularly.
There's always dolphins and manatees that we see down here all the time.
The great part about living in Florida is how beautiful it is, and the animals are part of that. So we have to protect the animals to protect the environment.
Becky Steinreich is the lead marine observer during the regatta. She and 12 volunteers keep an eye out for marine life by going out in the water, patrolling from the Green Bridge, and flying above in a helicopter.
I always joke around, my job is staring at water, because what we're doing is we're just looking to see what's out there.
The group looks out for dolphins and manatees in the river, but say Saturday's water temperatures were too cold for the manatees. Volunteers make sure the dolphins stay at least 500 feet away from the course, or organizers will have to delay the races.
We can't do anything to move them. They have to move on their own volition. That would be considered a take. We don't interfere with the animals in any way, shape, or form.
I think life is more important than, a race. So I think the life of an animal or of anyone is more important.
Volunteers say they're also looking out for the operators of the boats by patrolling the Manatee River, because a racer could get seriously injured if their boat strikes a large animal in the water. Reporting in Bradenton, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you very much, Erica. And here are your winners from today's Formula 2 Super League Powerboat races. Finishing first, Lee Daniel out of North Augusta, South Carolina. Second place was Jeff Reno of Okeechobee, Florida. And third, Ashton Rinker out of Riverview, Florida. A couple Floridians bringing that pack up. And for the rest of those race results, you can find them right on our website, mysuncoast.com. And attention all morning drivers heading through downtown Sarasota or out to Lido Key tomorrow morning. The Sarasota Music Half Marathon will be causing several lane closures in the area. The race is 13.1 miles long and travels from the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall over the Ringling Bridge to St. Armands and circles back past Marina Jack before heading into some area neighborhoods. And for a complete list of those lane closures, you can also find those on our website, mysuncoast.com. And now let's head over to Wendy Ross for a first check on our First Alert weather forecast. And Wendy, how's things looking for those runners tomorrow?
Those runners are going to be so happy with the weather tomorrow because we may get a little bit of fog mixed in, so it'll be comfortable out there with temperatures in the low 60s throughout the morning hours. So that's going to be great. We don't have to worry about the rain until much later in the day. And right now we're just looking at partly cloudy conditions. You can see some of the showers already starting to move in across the panhandle. That low pressure system is getting stronger and bringing about some thunderstorms across parts of the Gulf Coast region. But we're just seeing just some lighter rains that are a little bit farther south of that low. And right now we're not looking at any rain across our viewing area. We have partly cloudy skies at this point. Some places reporting a little bit more cloud cover than others, but for the most part we are looking at fair skies, 64 degrees for just about everybody, so temperatures are in the mid 60s right now, and we will have the patchy fog by the morning time period, but you can see that our temperatures will be dropping down to around 60 degrees for the overnight lows, and then we're going to be seeing a rapid warm-up beginning tomorrow. We'll talk more about when that rain is going to get here in just a few minutes. Adam.
All right, thank you, Wendy. A developing story out of Ellenton where a woman was found bleeding in her home by her family members. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office is investigating this as a suspected aggravated battery against Marla Lindsay. Lindsay was transported to the hospital with upper body injuries, possibly from an altercation. Her roommate, who detectives believe may have been involved, was found dead several blocks away from an apparent suicide. The investigation is ongoing, and the Sheriff's Office has not released the name of Lindsay's roommate. A vehicle crashed this evening in Sarasota, causing delays for drivers after a car burst into flames. Take a look at this video sent to ABC7 by a driver today. As you can see, one vehicle completely engulfed in flames. Hold on, we missed it the first time. And here it comes back around. Just an absolute blaze there on the side of US 41. The Sarasota County Fire Department responding to that scene, and near McIntosh Road around 6 o'clock this evening. That fire was quickly extinguished, and luckily the driver was able to get out without any injuries being reported. A deadly encounter between a police officer and a suspect caught on camera. A pursuit ending in a dramatic chase, and that's when things took an even more dangerous turn. ABC's Zachary Quiche gives us a look at that footage.
Stop now! This violent confrontation all caught on police dash cam.
This one's going 1080 on me. It's gonna be a
Police say what started with an officer trying to pull over this car for speeding quickly escalating into a high-speed chase. Watch as the suspect loses control and rolls his car on this country road in Georgia.
We're at the nursing home.
But he's not giving up.
He's trying to break the glass and get out. I don't know if he has anything. I can't see him.
Police say then 28-year-old Brett Bush crawls out of the back window.
Get out now!
Lunging at the officer trying to stab him with a knife.
I'll shoot you! Shots fired, shots fired. I'm not getting a heart rate.
Moments later, after defending himself, the officer seen here
I'm good for right now.
vigorously performing CPR.
Come on. Come on.
After numerous attempts to revive him, the suspect died at this scene. As for the officer, he's been placed on administrative leave.
Well, back here in Florida, two parents have been charged with fraud and child abuse after convincing their son he had brain cancer in order to raise money. Deputies say Ginny Iravondo Long and Robert Long used the lie to raise money, claiming it was for medical and funeral expenses. The couple was taken into custody Thursday at their Fort Walton Beach home. Investigators say the mother told the boy he had 7 brain tumors, then set up a t-shirt fundraiser at his school and a GoFundMe page to raise money, scamming people into thinking it would go towards medical expenses. According to the arrest report, after talking to his doctors, there was no sign the boy had cancer or any other terminal illness. Since the Department of Children and Families has removed that child and another sibling from that home pending that investigation. Well, for the first time, we are hearing from the former state worker who triggered a false alarm about a missile heading for Hawaii. As Kim Hutcherson reports, that employee is now claiming that activating that alert was not a mistake.
The former Hawaii state worker, known only as Employee 1, who caused panic and chaos for sending out that false missile alert, says he was positive the attack was real.
I was supposed to be on speakerphone, but someone picked up the receiver, and the first part of the message, exercise, was not heard. The message I heard was that this is not a drill, and I did not hear exercise in the message. I was 100% sure that it was real. Did what I was trained to do.
He goes on to say it was a statewide failure due to the unplanned drill.
Well, there's a variety of problems. System-wide failure as far as the an unannounced, unplanned drill that occurred during transition time between shifts, very vulnerable time. People weren't ready.
The official investigation contradicts the former state employee.
Employee 1 said he didn't know it was an exercise, even though 5 others that were in the Warning Point room at that time heard exercise, exercise.
Employee 1 has been fired for the false missile alert. He says he plans to file an appeal to get his job back. He's also considering suing the state for defamation. I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
Well, the race to replace our local state house seat kicked off earlier this morning. Early voting officially underway starting today for the State House 72 special election. Republican James Buchanan, Democrat Margaret Good, and Libertarian Party candidate Allison Foxall are all on the ballot to fill Republican Alex Miller's vacant seat. Voters getting out to the polls early to make their choices count.
Voting is so important in our country and in Sarasota. Every election is important. It's something that we have that so many countries don't have, and people that can't vote. And this is a special election for our representative to go up to Tallahassee and, represent the people of District 72 in Sarasota. So this is a very, very important election, and everyone should turn out and vote.
Early voting will be open at 3 locations in the county every day from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The first location, Supervisor of Elections office near downtown Sarasota, the North Sarasota Library, and the Westfield Sarasota Square Mall. Early voting will end next Saturday, 3 days before Election Day on February 13th. Still to come here on ABC 7, Wendy Ross will be back with a look at the week ahead and what we can expect the weather to be like over Super Bowl Sunday. Plus, allegations by actress Uma Thurman in the spotlight. We'll tell you about those claims coming up after the break.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
You shop around for the best prices on everyday products. But when it comes to your health care,
nobody has any idea what things cost.
Doctors and hospitals within blocks of each other charging different prices for the same procedure.
That doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense.
Investigator Lee Zarek exposes a secret some medical professionals don't want you to know and shows you how to put the purchasing power back in your hands. Costly Care, an ABC7 investigation, Monday at 6.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
94 hit Pulp Fiction. Thurman's story coming in an interview with New York Times columnist Maureen Dowd. The actress telling Dowd while in Paris, Weinstein held a meeting in his bathrobe and tried to lure her into a steam room. Shortly after in London, Dowd reports that Thurman claims he pushed me down. He tried to shove himself on me. He tried to expose himself. And that Thurman says she told Weinstein the next day, if you do what you did to me to other people, you will lose your career, your reputation, and your family.
She's clearly thought very clearly about what she remembers of these alleged events, and she's come out really fighting very, very strongly.
In a statement, Weinstein, who is now in rehab in Arizona, calls the incident an awkward past that he immediately apologized for, but says Thurman's claims about being physically assaulted are untrue.
He has made denials of every allegation that has been coming his way, and this is no different. In fact, he's gone to quite extreme lengths with Uma Thurman because he's worked with her so frequently.
Thurman continued to work with Weinstein on some of her biggest hits, including the Kill Bill series, but she tells Dowd she only tolerated him in supervised environments. Linda Lopez, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here at home, downtown Sarasota will be dominated by runners tomorrow morning, and as you mentioned, Wendy, they will have some lovely weather to be running through.
If you're a runner, you want to have those cooler temperatures. It just makes it a lot easier to get through. The only problem was we may get a little bit of patchy fog that may come on throughout the early morning hours, but then that's going to dissipate, but you don't have to worry about the rain, not in the early morning, so that's great news. Today we saw a mixture of clouds and sun throughout the day, and we didn't have any rain today, so we were quiet. We saw our temperatures in the mid-70s for daytime highs, and we are looking at a beautiful sunset once again tonight that did affect our area. So it was a nice night to be out and about. We didn't have to worry about the rain. We had really a gentle breeze, winds coming in out of the east at around 11 miles per hour, and right now it's 64 degrees, and we have fair skies, and we also have a 75% humidity at this point. We're looking at temperatures all around the area in the 50s and 60s. Just depends on where you happen to be. A little further to the east, you're seeing those cooler temperatures in Arcadia, Northport, and Punta Gorda, and every place else. We're looking at temperatures in the low 60s right now. Now, the big thing that we're going to notice is that moisture that's going to be back in the air, and that is going to be felt throughout the day tomorrow as the dew points begin to go up. And so that is going to allow this rain to come on through, and the possibility of thunderstorms also coming on in with this next cold front. So right now the winds are not very strong, mostly coming in out of the east at this hour, but later on tonight we're going to start to see some fog developing and moving towards the west, and we're going to also start to see those winds going on up, and those winds are going to be coming in from the south, and that will help to see those temperatures on the rise. So that's what's going to be taking place for the day tomorrow. Now, right now, we don't have any rain across our viewing area. We've got some showers, very light rains across the southeast and across the panhandle, but our viewing area is nice and quiet, and it's going to remain that way for the overnight time period. This low pressure system is the one that's been developing. It's responsible for the showers that we're already starting to see, and that's taking place across the Gulf Coast states. And then we have this trailing cold front, and as this system continues to push on up towards the northeast, that cold front is going to sweep on through the state, and then we're going to start to see things clearing out as high pressure system begins to dig on in. So this is the way things are going to time out tomorrow. We're going to see those rain showers coming on throughout the morning hours, affecting the panhandle of Florida, but you'll notice that we've got all of this rain out here in the Gulf of Mexico, and as this front comes on through, we're going to start to see the rains here beginning at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll see it right here on our doorstep, and then as the evening progresses, we'll see those showers around lingering through the evening hours and even into the nighttime, with the possibility of some thunderstorms coming through as well. And then for the overnight time period, we start to see some clearing conditions. We are going to be cloudy throughout most of the day on Monday before we start to clear out altogether. So that's how things are going to be timing out for us tomorrow. We get the afternoon showers and the possibility of a thunderstorm. And so we're looking at those winds coming in out of the southeast, shifting around, and then coming in at 10 to 15 knots out of the south. 75 degrees if you're heading on out to the beach, and we'll get the afternoon thunderstorms. We've got partly cloudy skies for tonight with an overnight low of 58 degrees. And for the next 7 days, we've got the big rain chance on Sunday during the afternoon. And take a look at these temperature highs in the mid to upper 70s for the entire work week. And then the weekend comes and we have chances of rain once again. Adam.
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. We'll stick around. We have sports coming up next.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you!
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
To be able to just get my son here and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
I'm Alan Cohn. Another possible government shutdown. We are less than a week away from yet another shutdown. How could it affect you?
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Now, sports. Well, a day before the Philadelphia Eagles try to capture their first Super Bowl championship, 2 of their former stars have been accepted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Wide receiver Terrell Owens and safety Brian Dawkins are among the 5 players to be inducted later this summer. Owens is the only player to score a touchdown against each of the current 32 NFL teams. And Dawkins, who's a Jacksonville native, finished his 16-year NFL career with 35 interceptions and 20 sacks. Another Florida native, Ray Lewis, also elected, along with fellow linebacker Brian Urlacher. And finally, former Vikings and Patriots receiver Randy Moss, all inducted in on their first time on the ballot. And a local weightlifter is also headed for the Florida record books. Booker High School's Christian McKay is bringing home gold this weekend after breaking a Florida High School Athletic Association record on Friday by benching 240 pounds in the state weightlifting meet. It's been over 10 years since Booker had a girls weightlifting state champion. Athletic Director Phil Hellmuth says McKay has made Booker Nation very proud. And the Lightning playing their third straight game in Canada tonight, taking on the Vancouver Canucks. And as you can see, the Lightning out to a nice 2-0 start here in the middle of the second period. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Don't miss Costly Care, an ABC 7 investigation Monday at 6. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Police have arrested a man who reportedly threatened to kidnap singer Lana Del Rey. She was performing at the Amway Center in Orlando, just a block away from where the suspect was nabbed on Friday night. Police say Michael Hunt had a knife and tickets to Del Rey's show, but they say he did not get anywhere close to the singer. Investigators say they received a credible tip about a possible kidnapping threat earlier in the day. Hunt was reportedly behind that threat, and officers kept their eyes out for him. He is currently in jail facing charges of aggravated stalking and attempted kidnapping with a weapon. Well, Janet Jackson wants to make crystal clear that she will not be joining Justin Timberlake during this year's Super Bowl halftime show. Timberlake is returning to that halftime show 14 years after that infamous wardrobe malfunction with Jackson, which caused a national controversy. Timberlake was Jackson's guest during her performance and ripped off a piece of her clothing, revealing a breast. CBS aired that Super Bowl and was fined by the Federal Communications Commission. That fine was later overturned. And of course, Janet Jackson saying she will not be at the Super Bowl is exactly what someone who is going to the Super Bowl would say. So I'm not buying it, not for a second. trying to throw one past the rest of America, Jackson, not me.
Well, we do have the marathon tomorrow. It's the half marathon tomorrow. So if you're running in that, we're going to have nice weather for you. We've got patchy fog in the morning, 61 degrees. Those afternoon showers come in at around 2 or 3 o'clock, 70% chance.
Yeah, so you better run fast if you're in that race.